What up, Facebook world? Colton, Lindsay here with another episode of the WGR Live. I am super stoked for this freaking interview, as I always am. But today particularly, I'm going to be interviewing the CEO of a company that is causing massive disruption in my local market and is bound to be creating some more disruption here going forward. So pay attention, click the share button, and get ready to rock and roll with my man Johnny here, CEO of Homie, which a lot of people are hating on Homie. And you know what? We have something in common. A lot of people have been hating on me in our local market recently. Before we get into it, do me a favor and send me all your buyer and seller referrals here in the state of Utah, the WGR Real Estate Sales Team, okay? Also, go to fearlessagent.com and make sure that you get registered for the ultimate coaching and training platform on the planet today when it comes to real estate sales. And also, if you want to grow your financial freedom, if you want to take your cash flow management to a new level, make sure to join our Financial Freedom Nation Jumpstart program. Here we go. Let's see if we can get Johnny on the line, making sure that he is getting it. They are new. Homie is new to this Facebook Live thing, so let me make sure that they've got it. Ooh, we got a lot of people up on here. April, Darcy McClellan, we got to get you up on here soon. So sending them a text. They're a little bit slower to get things going over there, apparently. Let's see if we can find them. Johnny, where you at, Johnny? Where are you, my man? Everyone's waiting. Hey, hit that share button as we're waiting for Johnny. We've got 20 people plus already waiting for you here, Johnny. Someone tag Johnny, be like, Johnny, get on here, my man. Get on here. I'll send you mine if you send me yours. I'm not even sure what we're sending each other, but let's send it. April said haters gonna hate. Zach Spencer, what's up, homie? Hey, that's a good one. What's up, homie? Did you guys see homie's new billboard, by the way? Paying 3% is a sin or something like that. What do you think about that billboard? Disrupting the market right there with their marketing pieces. There's a similar marketing piece going on by another agent named Ryan Ivey. You might have heard of him. Utah's top agent, same price as an average one, right? It's get creative with your marketing, and this is what it is all about. How can you get creative with your marketing? Johnny, where are you, my man? I sent you the invitation. You did have a great play on words there, Zach. Fantastic. Fan-tiddly-tastic. Let me see where they're at. Where are you? Sending text messages. Oh, there he is. Johnny, I didn't see you pop up. Did not. There you go. Sending the invitation. Okay, here we go. So do me a favor, as he's popping on, hit that share button and make sure to engage. As you guys know that recently I just deleted 500 friends, and so you guys are on here. You made the cut. Johnny, you're on.
Hey.
Welcome to the podcast, my friend. So here's what we're gonna do. Here's how this starts. Number one is every guest that comes on here, I have a special request from them. Are you open to this special request?
I don't know what it is, so I don't know if I can answer that.
I need you to say to these guys watching, hit the share button now, please. So just invite.
Oh, yeah. Hit the share button. Everyone do it now.
Do it now. That's the secret to success, is do it now. So Johnny, in 60 seconds or less, maybe even 90 for you, tell us a little bit about yourself, what your background is, and how did you get into what you're doing today and got to this point in your life?
Yeah, so my background, I have a wife. I have 6 crazy kids, ages 9 to 1. The oldest 4 are going camping with us tonight. That's going to be a first for my little family, so we'll see if we survive the night. I claim that I'm from Montana and Colorado. My dad was in Montana, my mom in Colorado. My wife's from Orem, so we live in Orem, about a half mile from where she grew up. Love Utah. This is beautiful. This is home. I guess I graduated from BYU, Idaho. After that, I started a company, came down here to Utah called Property Solutions. It's now called Entrada. Left there about 2 years ago and became a homie.
Became a homie. So what was Entrada? What is Entrada? Property Solutions. What was that company?
It's real estate software. So it's very similar to what we're doing now, except we help people move into apartments. So okay. We helped automate that whole process of somebody looking online for apartments, somebody looking for homes. You had to get screened and do a background check, similar to getting pre-qualified here. You had to buy renter's insurance, buying, lease.
Phone call pop up.
You do the digital Rep C here. So a lot of similarities. But yeah, I had a great time with it.
And I think that's important for you guys watching and listening, whether you're live or recorded. How big of a company is Entrada? Like, I mean, talking revenue wise, like, is this a small company, just a couple $100,000, or how big did this company grow to?
No, yeah, we won the BYU business plan in 2003 and had no expectations that it would grow to be where it is today. But yeah, there's about 1,800 employees. We have
Wait, how many employees?
1,800.
Okay, just making sure I heard you right. 1,800.
Yeah, and about 112 million in recurring revenue each year. So it's a pretty large company at this point.
Okay, so if you guys are watching this, any guy that has started a company that rolls over $100 million a year in reoccurring revenue is someone you want to learn from, okay? And it's probably someone you want your friends or connections to learn from, so hit the share button. And it's important to understand that background, because what they're working on building with Homie is not just to be a small real estate company, right? You're looking to take this thing huge. Is that right?
Absolutely.
So tell me, how did you think, like, you know what, we can go do this in real estate? And tell us what it is you're even doing to the real estate market that's disrupting it right now.
Yeah, I think just from that previous experience, giving a little background on Entrada, we kind of set out to automate the property management industry. So property managers of apartment communities could have more time to interact with their residents, do less manual data entry. And there were a lot of things that were a little archaic about that industry. And, coming into this space, we've seen a lot of things that have been the same for a long period of time. So we've seen that there's so much opportunity here to add more technology.
Oh, you froze on me. Oh, there you go. Sorry, you froze for a second. So what are some of the things that before we talk about the disruption results and how it's affecting the market, what are some things that you're looking to automate with Homie and change from the way traditional real estate's been done for so many years?
I think with the internet, there's just so much access to data. And I think, the future of real estate will be just all of us as consumers just using the data right in front of us that's on our smartphones and negotiating directly with the consumer. So currently, we do have some technology to do that, but it's not where we want it to be in terms of data. I think it could be so much more powerful. And currently, a lot of people, they want to have lawyers, with us, our real estate attorneys who, our mutual friend, Ryan.
I do know Ryan.
Who's a stud.
Hey, yeah, I'm still waiting for my consulting fees, by the way, for doing so much free consulting for you guys.
Yeah, I agreed. We'll talk after this.
Cool. So let me ask, how have you noticed this disruption? Because I totally get what you're doing. I think it's awesome. I love competition in the marketplace, right? Without competition, we can't grow and go to new levels, right? How have you seen the community, real estate community, react to what you guys are doing? And let's talk both on the realtor side, but also on the consumer side, how consumers are reacting to it.
Yeah, before we even started, we did surveys. So one of my co-founders, Mike Peregrina, he put together a pretty extensive survey just to reach out to clients to find out if this was even of interest to anybody. And everybody said they loved their realtor, that they loved them as a person, but once they got to close, they thought that amount that they saw was a little too hefty.
Yeah.
And it was kind of sticker shock, I think, for most people that we saw in the survey. So we knew there was an opportunity to come in, and we knew that we could use technology to automate a lot of the process and lower the fees and answer that question for those clients that filled out that survey. Yeah. And currently, that's what we're seeing. Here in Utah, I think. In Utah, generally, I think we're pretty cheap as Utahns. I think everybody on both sides would agree with that here.
Yeah. Hey, so it's the do-it-yourself community, right? We're cheapos.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think the community in general has been very interested in what we're doing. We've had so many people sign up with us. Our goals for this year have been exceeded every single month. So it's growing faster than we had planned.
How many new customers are you guys acquiring per month on average right now? Like, say, the last 30 days, what'd you guys acquire?
The last 30 days, in terms of just the sales side, we've had over 200 new listings. So how
long has Homie been around?
We started marketing officially, really kind of a strong marketing campaign last June, so about a year.
So
But
one
officially,
year.
we've been around 2 years.
So 1 year really pushing it, and they signed 200 new listings in the last 30 days.
Yeah.
That is disruption in the marketplace. How have you, and as you got, I know I have a lot of realtors watching this, so you may not have a ton of fans, just so you know, Johnny, on here, but I think it's important that you get your message out and what you're trying to do. And just so you guys know, I 100% support Homie in the fact that the market is going to be disrupted. And if you cannot disrupt the market, you're going to be out of business. Okay. So by show of reactions, how do you guys feel about what's going on with not only, Homie is doing this, but you're seeing Zillow just announced instant offers, with investors recently. So Homie's not the only one. Zillow's not the only one. It's coming our way with technology. As realtors, give either some thumbs up if you support this or angry faces if you don't think it should happen. I'd love to see some reactions on what you guys think. And get ready to be able to ask some questions later on. So Zach asked, actually it looked like someone asked, they're a little confused on what Homie is. So is it a software or is it a brokerage or what is it?
Yeah, I think it's been a little hard to define for us too. We feel it's a little unique. We are a brokerage, but our focus is to be a software company, and not every piece of software that we want to have in place is built right this second. So there's a little bit of a manual component to it, but yeah, it's a little bit of a hybrid between a traditional brokerage and a for sale by owner company.
Okay, cool. So it's a hybrid. So it's a little bit of a brokerage, but you guys are actually a real estate brokerage now. You have a broker, yes?
Correct.
And just so you know, if you're realtors in my local board and you guys have been on the anti-Homie bandwagon, I wish you guys wouldn't have done that, right? Because me and Johnny were talking about this earlier before you guys were a brokerage, I didn't have to pay you guys a commission, right? So your buyers would come to me and I'd keep the whole thing. Now you guys come to me and you're a broker, part of the board, I'm required to pay you a commission. So it literally, because of this movement of people complaining through the disruption, it's actually costing real estate agents more money, in my opinion, right? How has realtors responded to you guys? And give us the truth, man, if it's been great or if it's been ugly or if it's been in between. How have realtors been reacting to you and what you're doing?
Yeah, I think we've had a really good relationship with the realtor community in general. Still, the majority of our homes that are being sold through our platform have agents buying them with buyers on the other end. So we've been extremely open. Our focus is helping our client and focusing on consumers. So if they're interested in paying buyer agent commission, that's up to our clients. We know that there's, that's the way this market works. So we help educate our clients on knowing that if they want to sell their home quickly, it's probably smart to pay buyer agent commission. So I think for the community in general, we've done a pretty good job working together. And I think the majority of agents, I think, feel the same way that you do, that, change is inevitable and you just have to adapt. But there's a select few that seem to have attacked you as well that I think, I think they do that more out of fear of the unknown, and they're afraid of change, afraid to adapt. And I still feel that's a relatively small, a minority group of the real estate community in general. So we've had a lot of meetings with a lot of different brokers. We have a lot of good partners. There's just a lot of people that have been really friendly to us. So I would say overall it's been really well accepted.
Awesome. And so it's funny because you guys are taking the aspect, and I think your new billboard says something like paying 3% is a sin or something like that. I don't remember what the new board is. And that works great in Utah, right? It's a sin. But, and it's funny because I have the complete opposite end of the spectrum with my business model. My business model has come in, deliver massive value, over promise and over deliver. That's where I come from, and say, hey, by the way, we're going to charge you way more than our competition, and we're going to make way more than the competition, right?
Yeah.
Which are two different models, but yet still there's that group of individuals that they're going to complain about, those that are disrupting the market either way, right? So what would your advice be to realtors? Because you're not going to close down Homie, right? Like there's this big push, stop Zillow right now for what they're doing. And there might be even, and somebody even posted right here, Aiden posted, stop Homie, right? For what you guys are doing. You're not going to stop, right? So what advice would you give to realtors so that you could have a really good working relationship with them?
Yeah, I just think you have to realize that change is coming. I mean, every industry has adapted from the beginning of time. And so you just have to look at history. I mean, Amazon's took over books, you know, and Barnes and Noble, and they're taking over grocery chains now with their acquisition, their most recent acquisition. I mean, you just have to move forward and figure out how to message, you know, your value to the consumers. And, you know, we have fun with our marketing and do whatever we can to push our company forward. And we'd recommend you doing the same. You know, share your value, get creative with your marketing. Yeah, we had fun with the avoid the Senate commission. We've gotten a lot of good feedback from that. You know, and we do it in a fun way, but you know, realize that we want to grow our business, and you know, doing it with, you know, some edgy marketing and having fun with it is what we're going to continue to do. We have great investors. Yeah, I mean, we're not going away anytime soon. So I think that's where you just need to continue to focus on your strengths and share those with your clients, and charge even more than 6% if that's your value.
Yeah.
And I think that's great. There's plenty of room for all of us. There's other competitors. You mentioned Zillow and Open Door. Those are totally different models than what we have, but I love it. I think it's great, even though I consider them completely a competitor. But I just think change is good, and the consumers are going to win in the end.
Well, at the end of the day, like I was born in the 80s, right? And when I was born, there's about 4 billion people on the planet. Today, there's estimated 7.5 billion, meaning the growth of population, this is an abundant world, right? There's so many consumers out there that there are going to be people that do not want to work with Homie. That's the reality of it. They want to have that face-to-face interaction, that consultation of someone that can demonstrate that value, right? There's so many different ways. And my friend Josh Smith over at GSD Mode, he says there's a million different ways to skin a cat, and you're just skinning it differently, and you're thinking big with it. So let's kind of shift gears off of that. Now, how did you get to where you're thinking so big? I mean, you started a company that's over $100 million a year company now, and clearly you guys want to do that with Homie. How did you get thinking so big?
You know, I think just, you know, taking the process of buying a home and selling a home and dissecting it is really how we started. And then each one of those pieces, we try to think not only how could we automate it, but how could we make it actually a better experience than what has typically existed. So, you know, once we mapped that out, we looked at how we could, you know, do that here at a local level, and then how we could do it on a state level, and then how we could stamp that and open up every state after we feel that Utah's a success. So it's really just, I think, taking a step forward into the dark as any startup would do. You know, you put a little business plan together, you write it out, it seems to make sense, and you move forward. So that's what we've done, and it's worked out. So
look at this. We got a couple comments here. Ken Trabuco, I don't even know how to say it. He said, "You'll stop one day for a price, looking for a buyout." So is that your guys' goal one day, to get a buyout with Homie, build up a company and sell it off and get a buyout?
You know, I don't close any doors. So yeah, I mean, of course, if somebody wants to offer us $1 trillion, yeah, I'd probably be gone. But you know, it's really, we love what we're doing. We have a great culture here at our company. You know, we don't, on Sunday nights, we don't dread coming to work the next day. So we really like what we do. And, you know, looking at the markets, it's probably better to stay private than to go public. So in my last company, it's still a private organization. 2 of my co-founders are still there, keeping it running. It's strong. You know, that's still going after 13 years. So I loved being there. I was there for 12 years. And I could see this doing the same thing. I think we could continue to grow it, continue to add more products, continue to enhance what we're doing, and just enjoy having a really strong company.
And let's think about this as a business owner. If you were offered a large sum of money for your company, why wouldn't you sell it? Like, I mean, we're in business to serve the community, but also we're in it to create wealth. Like, I don't know why people are denying the fact that, hey, it's about making money at the end of the day. I go into business to grow our profits, right? Like,
Yeah.
why would homie not do the same thing? You know what I'm saying? Like, who cares if you sell at the end of the day? Dustin, he's actually one of your customers. It looks like Dustin Kyle Kenyon couldn't find an agent to negotiate a custom amount when I wanted to do a lot of the selling work myself. Homie has been awesome for us. So you have some raving fans. And in fact, you know, Dustin probably wouldn't be my ideal customer, right? My ideal customer is not going to be your ideal customer, right? So for you guys watching, it's like he said, we broke down the process and we said, how can we create a better value proposition? And now better might not be better in your eyes, but you've got to look at your business and decide, how can I create so much value? My customers are going to see me as the god of real estate. And that's with any business, right? So that's what you guys have done awesome with. I love to hear that. If you guys have more questions, put them in the comments. Also, just so you know, Johnny, this is probably one of my highest views live streams to date, and I get a lot of views. So we've got about 50 people watching at this moment, so congratulations. I'm going to give you the honor of one more time just asking these people to share this. Why don't you go ahead and do that? Say, share this post.
Yeah. If we have any homie fans on here or anybody else, yeah, share it with your friends and family so more people can watch.
Awesome. So what's the future of homie? Where do you guys want to go from here? How long until you guys try to expand outside of Utah?
So there's a couple things that we're working on that we want to perfect. We really haven't rolled out our buy side product very strongly. We've had several buyers come and use us, but it hasn't been a big focus. Most of our marketing, I think you guys have all seen, has been on the sales side. But yeah, we're about to launch our buy side product, and we really want to nail our processes before we open up any other areas. So we want to nail it before scaling it. We just became a mortgage company a couple months ago. We have a great team. We purchased a company called Econ Mortgage, and their whole team, amazing individuals, very, very tech forward thinkers. And yeah, we're automating that as well. So that's now Homie Loans. So yeah, our goal is to try to automate as much of the entire process as possible all the way to close. That's kind of what Entrada was. We automated the entire property management industry. So we were kind of a one-stop shop, but it takes a while to build out each one of these pieces and get them to a point where we feel solid before moving on and adding something else. So I think, you know, we have possibly a few more months to another year before we leave Utah and open up another area. We're still kind of debating what we're doing there. We're antsy, you know, we want to grow. We've had several thoughts of opening up other areas for the last year and a half, but keep coming back to really solidifying our processes, making sure the software is exactly where we want it to be before expanding.
Awesome. So Ken asked, would you guys consider going kind of the Redfin route and what they've been doing to disrupt the market? And I don't know if you know much about what they do. I don't really, personally.
Yeah, no, I mean, I like Redfin too. I think they're great. What I really like about Redfin, I feel they were one of the first to come in to kind of try to do what we're doing. I don't think timing was right for them back 11 years ago. So they went I think more a traditional model of hiring agents nationwide. That isn't our goal. But I do like that, you know, personally, I felt that commissions can create misaligned incentives. And what Redfin has done is they pay their people based on Net Promoter Score or customer service, and I feel that's a really smart model. So I've always been a fan of Redfin. So awesome. Yeah, I think there's some similarities, but the big difference is we want it to be more of a pure software play, and we aren't planning on employing agents nationwide.
So it's a software company you guys are really developing, and I think that's important to understand. Like I was one of the first ones, if not the first one, to hire a sales agent based on salary versus on commission, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people told me, like, dude, that's never going to work. It's going to fail. You're not. I mean, why would they want to serve their clients if they're just based on salary and not having commission? And I was like, and we made it work. We dominated, and we've grown and we've disrupted. So what do you think is going to happen? Are you guys going to put realtors out of business? Is Zillow going to put realtors out of business? Is this the end of realtors as we know it because of the disruption?
I think the answer is absolutely not. I mean, this industry is massive. It is so huge. And I think that everyone's going to have to adapt and make changes and hire these sales reps, as you mentioned, or, you know, I saw in your post, you have a social media marketer. I think everybody's going to have to build companies and have these different divisions to support your clients and provide more value. And so everyone's going to have to adapt. I do believe that the commission, the amount, personally, I believe that's going to shrink. You're going the other direction, which I think is super awesome. And if you can get that, great, good for you. You're doing a great job adding value to your clients. They see it, they're paying you for that. So I don't take anything away from anybody with different business models, but my view is that the percentage will lower, and each brokerage will have to add technology and just continue to be forward thinking and looking at how they can better position themselves in this market to be relevant.
Oh, for sure. And I think you're going to see some people get out of the industry, not because of the disruption and because of you or Zillow or me or whatever, but just simply because that's their mindset in the beginning, right? They're coming from a place of scarcity, a place of fear, a place of these guys are taking away from me, versus these guys are just creating a disruption that is changing the future of the industry. And it's not just real estate, it's everything that's changing. You're seeing more and more big companies. Keller Williams is opening their own mortgage company. Century 21 has had their own mortgage company for years. Remax has just started into their own mortgage industry, right? You're seeing more and more ways of trying to streamline the process. Someone had said, though, here, and I can't read the whole thing, but Wendy had put the implication that has been provided to the public is that they are represented by an attorney for a nominal fee. However, the company's own disclaimer states that that their attorneys are not liable for any information provided. So how are you guys looking? My question would be, how are you guys looking to really represent your customers when maybe you're not accurate? I'm not saying this is you guys, but the fear is that you're not accurately giving information and specific data for these guys to make well-educated decisions. Like, that's the realtor debate is, well, you're not servicing your clients because you're not giving them the right information they need to know. What would you say to that?
Yeah, I think a lot of these concerns just come out of that same fear. I'm not out digging into Keller Williams terms and conditions or Redfin's terms and conditions. They're great businesses and they're competitors, and I'm going to let them do their thing. I'm going to do my thing. We're now an official brokerage. So before, we did have licensed attorneys that, we had a pool of attorneys that you could sign up with. You'd have to sign an agreement with that attorney to represent you. So it wasn't homey. It was that attorney that was representing you at that time. But now we're an official brokerage. So we're playing by the same rules that everybody, I think, was concerned with. So I'm sure there's going to be continued fear and concerns, but the division of real estate is who regulates all of us. So, we have to dot our I's and cross our T's just like anybody else.
Awesome. So appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to give some reactions if this interview has created any value for you, or at least opened your eyes to where the market's shifting and the industry's shifting. Caleb Kingston asked, why don't you include MLS listings in every option? Isn't that the only real place to market? What do you think about that?
Yeah, MLS listings offer a lot of value to clients. There's no question there, but what we want to do, we want to leave it up to our clients. Not every client wants to pay buyer agent commission, and we don't want to force them to do that. So that's been our position, and I think that's going to remain our position. Here in Utah, at least, we have UtahRealestate.com, which I think the local MLS has done a great job getting their listings out to the public. So there's a lot of buyers there that aren't agents. So we tell our clients, it's good to be on the MLS, even if you don't want to pay that buyer agent commission, because there's a lot of buyers out there that are looking at UtahRealestate.com in particular. But yeah, being willing to pay buyer agent commission if it's about speed of selling your home, that's what our attorneys and real estate professionals have recommended.
Yeah, and I think it's been a challenge for consumers to understand that, hey, you know what? Sometimes it's not about the commission paid, but it's like, how can we net the most money, right? So if in a negotiation, it means pay 3% to a buyer's agent that brings you an awesome offer that they can perform on, why not make the deal?
Yeah,
right? So
why not? And so, I mean, it's really up to the consumer, but the truth is too, I mean, we're on Facebook Live. We're selling a lot of homes through Facebook. That's what's crazy. So the MLS isn't the only source. It's not a silver bullet. We've partnered with KSL. They also have millions of visitors each month to their homes division. Homie's now picking up in our own traffic, but Zillow, we love Zillow. They're the #1 resource for everybody. We all need our homes listed there, but You know, I mean, and you'll hear the debate where people don't want to list on Zillow. Your agents don't want to list on Zillow to support them. But I think if you're really representing your client, you want to do what's best for them and give them all options. So
Yeah.
And when our clients don't pick the MLS and they just want to list on Zillow or you know, the KSL or just on Homey, that's up to them. And we've seen success. We've seen homes sell, but the more exposure, the better.
Yeah, I mean, you increase the demand for a product, the more demand, the more value, right? And so what are the things, and we got to get wrapping up in a second, but I want to give this advice to realtors, right? What you can learn from Zillow or from Homey is you must be creating your own database. You must become a data company in essence, right? I can't tell you how many homes, especially over the last year, I've sold off of my Instagram story or off of social media or whatever, because I have so many followers, right? So how can you use this technology to your advantage versus, you know, complaining about it and blaming it and being a victim with it? So I think that's some great things to ask. So one more thing from Caleb said, well, I guess I'm asking more about the flat fee MLS options. It's only $100 to $200 compared to Homey. So why not just pay a flat fee brokerage $100 versus I think your fee's what, $600 or $900? What's your fee to list with you?
Yeah, it's $199 to begin, and then it's $700 at close. So yeah, there's plenty of other options out there. We're not the only company that you can sell a home with. You know, there's plenty of other businesses that are flat fee options to get your home on the MLS, but you know, the value we believe we provide a lot comes from social media. We get about 8,000 views per home on Facebook to each one of our clients. That's, you know, that's huge. And a lot of those social media views are from friends and family in your neighborhood that might want their friends and family to move in next door. So we help supplement your efforts. We have real estate lawyers that help you along the way, give you that comfort. So a lot of these flat fee listing companies for 100 or 200 don't offer all the services, but if that's right, you want to go, you know, that may be the best option for you.
Right. So you got to decide what's the best option for you as a consumer, right? And clearly the goal is to have a smooth, easy process and net the most money when selling your house, right? Homey is just saying, hey, we can do it better. And I'm just saying, hey, I can do it better, right? You got to believe in the system that you create, make the promise, and then just deliver on it. So do me one last favor, share the stream, give me a bunch of reactions if this video created any value for you. And if you completely don't support the disruption and you think that Zillow should be stopped and you think that Homey should be stopped, give me some angry faces. I want to see from you guys what's going on. Anything you'd like to finalize or wrap up or say to people before we hop off?
Just that I appreciate you reaching out. You know, I think in my last business, I had a lot of competitors, but it was friendly competition. And in this industry, it's much bigger than my old industry. There's so much opportunity. So yeah, we want to continue the dialogue and appreciate the opportunity to join you here today, Colton.
Awesome. So Jason asked, how come there isn't many homes up north on your site? I'm looking and trying this up north, but kind of skeptical, and I also don't want to pay 6%. So what would you say to Jason, how could you help him real quick? He might be a new customer.
We really haven't marketed our services up north to this point. We're planning on it, but it doesn't really matter if homes are listed on our site. What we would do with your home, we would list your home on the MLS, as we mentioned, on Zillow, on all these sites that do have a lot of visitors up north, and that's our pitch. So yeah, we could get you a ton of traffic and help you save commissions. That's our focus.
Awesome. Cool. Johnny, we appreciate you being on here. Look forward to getting to know you more and meeting you in person, and feel free to reach out to me anytime. Okay?
Yeah, thanks so much. Nice
Awesome.
meeting you.
Hey, thanks. We'll see ya. So what I would also say, you know, to you, Jason, as well, if you knew 100% for certain that by doing business with me and my organization, that it would not only sell your house, but get way more money in your pocket. I'm talking your net bottom line is more than you get any other way. Reach out to us. We'd love to share with you up north how you can make that happen. So at the end of the day, you guys must understand it's about delivering to consumers, delivering to customers, and making a promise and delivering on that. One of the oldest adages inside of the real estate industry, and it's in any industry for a long time, has been under promise and over deliver. And I think that's just the worst attitude on the planet. I come from the idea of over promise and over deliver. And whenever I give a product to someone, whether it's with our real estate sales company or Fearless Agent, our coaching company, or with our financial management company that we teach people cash flow management, whatever I charge as a fee, I want to deliver 10 times more value. So look at that strategy when you're either going to hire a company, are they going to deliver 10 times more value for me? Or look at the strategy as a business owner and a business person, which we all are in a business of some sort, whether you're an employee for a company or whether you own your own business. How can I go deliver 10 times more value for these people than they're going to compensate me for? And when you can deliver value, when you can create massive value, you will always be in business. It's because people will pay based on value, right? If people are shopping you based on price, it's because you're talking features and benefits. Stop talking features and benefits and start talking on value. We appreciate you guys being on here today. Make sure to click that share button. And do me a favor, because I know we had a lot of homie fans on here. Follow me. Add me as a friend. Click follow button, because I want to get to know you guys as well. I think that competition with what homie's doing is great. I think that the Zillow thing is, I'm not stoked about it, but it's here. I can either complain about it and join the Stop the Zillow movement, which, hey, if you want to do it, awesome. But at the end of the day, what's really going to make the difference is the difference I make in myself and the value I go create out to the consumers today. If you are looking to buy or sell real estate in the state of Utah, get a hold of me, the WGR sales team. You can go to TheWGR.com, just search the WGR, or reach out to me on Messenger. If you're a real estate agent, you have buyers and sellers in Utah, reach out to me. We're going to deliver, and we're going to pay you an awesome referral fee, and your clients will love you and us for life. I can promise you that. It does not matter what everyone else is doing in the market. It matters what we are doing, and we are over-promising and over-delivering. If you're a real estate agent that wants to learn how to compete in this shifting market so that you don't go out of business, go to fearlessagent.com and sign up for the ultimate, most effective, affordable coaching and training platform on the planet today. If you want to join my personal mastermind, reach out to me, because I mastermind with top-minded individuals like this all the time, and I'd love to have you a part of it if you're a fit. And then finally, part of my biggest mission right now, as we are shifting in the digital economy, if you haven't noticed, the digital world is shifting and disrupting so many different places. I want to help you become financially free. The definition of financial freedom is where your passive and residual income pay for your desired lifestyle, okay? So we've got a few spots available for the Financial Freedom Nation Jumpstart program before we launch the actual mentoring and coaching aspect of that company. And we are already helping. I had a message come to me. In fact, I want to read this to you guys real quickly, because this just solidified what I'm doing with the Financial Freedom Nation. We had one of our customers just put on a, let's see if I can find it, sent me a message talking about how we have helped her so much in only 6 weeks. Let's see if I can find it here. Oh, right here. So she had sent us this message on Facebook about basically saying, listen, before I joined the Financial Freedom Nation, I was nowhere where I wanted to be financially. Now she has paid off 5 credit cards, 1 business loan, and she's actually purchased a real estate investment property in just under 6 weeks by learning what we're teaching to manage cash flow in Financial Freedom Nation. So if you want to be a part of that, go to financialfreedomnation.com, get signed up. We're having a special right now until the beta phase finishes July 15th for only $97. Then we're going to sell it for a lot more after that. Appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to click that share button. We'll see ya.